Apologize for that because I shouldn't have played with nobody life like that. Apologize for that because I shouldn't have played with nobody life like that. I just felt like I've been with him a long time. I felt like I've been through a lot with you and you was ready to give up on me with ease for me cheating on somebody. I mean, for me cheating on you for somebody, and I felt like you could have given me another chance, and that's just the honest truth. And if consequences was involved, I definitely wouldn't have wanted to go to jail for falsifying a fake report. That was so unladylike of me. I don't know where I get that from. And I know I'm not in fear of Ryan Bradstreet. Like I know his whole family know me.
That is diabolical. Not ladylike is certainly one way.
Apologize for that because I shouldn't have played with nobody life like.
I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Rahak and double honor to the elders of GMS that rule well. Salutation to the elders and apostles and the brothers that's laboring the truth, doing great work diligently, night and day, day and night. And to you sincere sisters who's loving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, loving yourself, respecting yourself, loving your husband, respecting your husband, loving your children, taking care of the home, and doing the positive things in the eyes of the Lord. So I apologize for the long wait. YouTube had gave me a strike on my channel. Something that I post maybe like a year ago. They just now gave me a strike. You know, they gave me I was on the strike. I couldn't post nothing for a whole week. So, but today I can post today. So, you know, so I wanted to just tell you brothers, man, if you're putting something on there, be very careful. You know, which I already know that you guys noticed already. But just be careful of putting things on YouTube, man, because, you know, people will report it. YouTube will look at certain things if it go against certain communities' guidelines, and you got to be very careful, man, what you're saying and posting. You know what I mean? And especially if you brothers have a great following of people that listen to the word, man, you don't want to lose that core base of audience because you're giving them, you know, you giving them good information. So if you have multiple YouTube accounts, try to link your other pages in your description, because so that people will not be misinformed on what has happened, you know, and now they have to look for you again, you know, especially if your channel's not very, very, you know, popular and, you know, and with a great audience. I'm not talking about just looking for popularity or fame. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about it's very hard because so many channels and so many YouTube channels, man. It's like it's hard to find people on here, you know what I'm saying, or different content that you're looking for, right? So just be very careful. That's what I want to say. So sorry for the little rant. Okay, this young lady here, you know, I respect the young lady here. She took accountability for wrongdoing, and you know, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna really, you know, cast her away because I respect what she did, even though what she did was wrong to the young man. It was not right. It was not ethical. It was, you know, it was just not cool. She was just upset because, like she stated, she said, I lied on him because of my of me causing infidelity towards him. So I was so upset because she got caught in the wrong, you know. And so what she did, she didn't like the response that he did. I don't want to be with you. I don't know how it went, but basically he didn't want her no more. So she was so upset because she tried to force him to give her another chance. And that's what these people do. You know, that's why I said be very careful when you're dealing with certain women. Ladies, if you're with a man, be careful of a man that you choose, because you're supposed to choose one man, and that one man is supposed to be for you for life. So be very careful on the selection or the choosing that you pick, because nowadays, you know, we don't do it the right way, how we're supposed to do it according to the Bible. You know, your father is supposed to pick the man that's righteously sound. Hold on, guys. So, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. So, your father is supposed to pick a righteous man that's acquiring and doing the you know, the honorable things in the eyes of the Lord. And And I'm sorry, guys. Let me cut this off. So that man who's keeping the commandments to the best of his ability, he remind him of himself, so to speak, because he know that this man is an upright man. He's willing to do whatever he had to do to take care of his family, especially when he's making a family with that young lady. Excuse me. So this is why we tell you young men and young ladies, man, be very careful of the choices you make, because it can affect your future. It can affect your life. How many men that are in jail due to the fact that a woman has lied and demonized his character, tarnish his name, his image, and what he stands for? It's very, very, cold-hearted. It's very disheartening to a man's soul, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, guys. Yeah, guys. So basically, what I'm trying to say is sometimes that, these things, or most of the times, these things do happen to us black men, our so-called black men here in America, man, because a woman's word is gold and solid compared to a man's word. So it's not what you say, it's what you can prove. And America goes based on what you saying. Like that shouldn't be the case, because America don't want black men to rule their women, and it's a tough thing, man. It's a tough thing to handle, because it's a tough thing to handle, you feel me? Hold on, y'all. I'm parking in this employee's parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, God. Let me just get this right. Let me move this up, because I know I gotta get my stuff out. I gotta get my tools out of my trunk. So yeah, guys. So it's very, very hurtful, man. A lot of men are in prison behind a lot of women lie on men, saying that men has committed, certain touches on children, and lied on their names, saying that they stole from them, saying that they beat on them. And when you have the proof, or you show some kind of evidence, now no one doesn't really want to give the full apology or the full strength, as they were tearing them down negatively, to apologize and give them the same type of energy to find out, that they're innocent, and positivity. They don't want to do that. So whatever's good for the goose is good for the gander. And a lot of these people, it's a curse on our people, man. And a lot of people are going to pay for the wicked things that they have done to people. And sometimes the Lord has put you in situations so that you can have wisdom, get wisdom. Sometimes we getting wisdom from bad things happening to us, or sometimes we getting wisdom, that can sharpen and shape us to see what people go through. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather see people mistakes, so I won't go through it or do it. I personally don't want to go through something really terrible just to get wisdom out of it, where I can spot it and see it, right in my face. The Lord can show you things, what people go through, or why they going through it. And you may not understand it, but the Lord knows already why he's doing that. Look at Susanna. Susanna was accused of committing adultery and sleeping with 2 men. And that wasn't the case. These guys lied on her. These guys lied on her when you read in the Apocrypha, in the book of Susanna. That was a great testimony story, even though it was frightening to her, but it was a testimony that we should all learn. Don't lie on people's name, and especially if they're a chosen vessel of the Lord. When you lie on a chosen person of the Most High, you know, you could do anything you want to that type of person. It's a whole new ball game. The Lord will get his vengeance and revenge on a person that's trying to do wrong to the men of the Lord or the women of the Lord. You can't just be going out there just doing things to anybody and you think that's okay. Because what those people don't realize is a spiritual warfare. Okay? The Lord said, do not touch the eye of my people, man. So people think they can do whatever they want and then get away with it. No, you cannot. And those 2 men that accused Susanna, man, she was so worried, man. The community, the neighborhood, they loved her. But they had to follow the laws of God. You know what I'm saying? By death, excuse me, by death is only right to stone someone to death if they committed adultery. And they was going to do that to her. They didn't want to, but they had to follow the laws of God. They had to follow the laws of Yahweh. You know, but Daniel came and, you know, he advocated for her. He was like somewhat like her lawyer to prove that these guys were lying. And they found out that they was lying, and those 2 men died. Them 2 elderly men, supposed to be the men of Israel, to give instruction, give corrections, and give a wise counsel to the nation of Israel. But what they did, they became folly, and they started doing wickedness, and started doing all types of madness and lies, man, against the system, man. So a lot of things we gotta be very careful, man, of what we doing and saying about people. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's not right. You know, so, you know, sometimes we have to learn that and humble ourselves, man. We have to very, very, very humble ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people make you mad. I get mad. I'm guilty of it. You know, but sometimes I get so upset because I don't like people doing me wrong. I don't like people putting me in a situation where it pissed me off. Or I feel like, damn, like all the things I've done for you, or did things for you, and the only thing you could do is shit on me. And nah, man, no more disrespect. You know, excuse my verbiage, man. Excuse my language. You know, so a lot of these things happen because a lot of our people don't have respect for one another. Sometimes you can't just allow people to keep doing and saying and feel like it's no. You gotta call them out. And like how long you gonna keep tolerating disrespect? The Lord's are gonna deal with them, but you don't gotta tolerate no disrespect. How long is it you gotta keep tolerating disrespect? You understand? So for this young man, for him to hear that, I know it kind of gave him a little bit of closure, but he didn't really need to be there. Now, based on maybe his activities that he have done in the past, that this is he got locked up again. So I don't know what he did in the past. Maybe this is something that he had to learn. And sometimes Satan likes to use your past against you and like to destroy you. You know, how many men that we know, we see, how many sisters that we know that's in the penitentiary system that's been locked up for false accusations, been accused of crimes and things that I have seen people in jail that was innocent. I seen people in courtrooms that were innocent. I seen people just going through things in the world, you know, because we're trying to make a living, we're trying to be positive, but we gotta seek the Lord. You have to seek the Lord. You have to seek Him, man. You know, we have to ask the Lord to watch us, man, protect us, give us the strength, take that laziness spirit off us, so we can read the Word. Even if you got to fast, man, not watch any Facebook, Instagram, like just block it out so that you can work on yourself with the Lord. Sometimes we need those things, man. We got to get ourselves in that mode and get back ourselves in that situation. You know what I mean? But hold on, guys. Let me read this. Says this person said they need to charge this cheater to the fullest extent of the law. She cheated on her boyfriend, and when he did the right thing and left her, she called the cops and fabricated a police report. Now, 6 months later, at his Louisiana parole revocation hearing, she's finally confessing that she made the whole thing up. Should she get credit for the confession? Maybe, but in my opinion, they need to make an example of her. You can watch the entire hearing by searching she got caught cheating and tried to ruin his life forever. So now the man's sitting in the county jail in his respective state, which is Louisiana, and it's terrible, man. Now he's in there with demons, criminals. That's why you gotta be very careful, man. A woman will go to extreme measures. Men will go to extreme measures because they don't want you to have anything on them. They want to be right even in their wrongs. But they want you to be right. They want you to be wrong in your rights. It's backwards. So, it's when you're doing things, you will get judged for it. But at least she's confessing. At least she's saying it on camera. It takes a bigger person to do that. I can admit that. I would give that up, but it was still wrong what she did. But at least she know that she did wrong, and that's a start. You know what I'm saying? That's a start. So hopefully the Lord will have mercy on both parties. He'll be exonerated and she could be forgiven. But don't think that the Lord has forgotten what she did. Okay? Because the Lord can still make you go through what you got to go through. Even though you confess, but at least he's lighting that burden of punishment on terror on you. You understand? But who to say? I still might be wrong. The Lord can still say, I forget it. Just don't do it no more. You understand? But these things do happen. Okay? These things do happen. A lot of these women do that to men, man, and men get tired of that. There's no order. But see, this is why the Lord gave us instructions while we living on this earth to follow his lead. If we don't follow his son, Yahweh Shai, how Yahweh Shai taught us the right way in the law and how to have love towards one another, then how are we going to go anywhere? But it's not about that. Only the elect will understand this. You understand? The non-elect will not understand this. All right, so I hope this video is edifying. Let me get one scripture. Lies. Let me see something. I keep saying family. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, guys, I got the scripture right here. It's Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination to him. It says, verse 17, proud look, and lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. That's what the Lord, he despises that. Verse 18, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief. So you're quick to do mischief. You're running to do evil. Okay, verse 19, and false witness that speaketh lies, and he that sowed discord among brethren. So these are the things that's going on amongst each other. We causing discourse, causing problems and friction, lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, murdering people, and having a proud look, having an arrogant look, like no one can tell you nothing, no one can explain nothing to you. A heart that devises a wicked imagination. So you stir up wicked thoughts. So a man thinketh, so is he, right? Like the scripture says, right? He that soweth discord among brethren, causing friction, causing problems and animosity, start brewing up, instigating, doing these things. So I hope this video is edifying. I hope you guys learn something. I got to go. Shalom.